So you know those mornings when you wake up and you want to feel like you're in a Backstreet Boys video? It was one of those mornings. But I had to wash my face so my hair got wet, so my hair looks like it's wet. Usually it's dry when I do my hair in the morning, but I got the linen shirt to go Backstreet Boyish. Einstein, are you ready to go in the box? Come on. Come on, let's go. We gotta put Einstein away. Come on. No? This is what I get in my morning. Einstein, come on. Let's go in the box. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Let's get food. Let's get food. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. What? Say hi to everyone. He has one move. You'll see. Einstein, let's go. He has one spin. That's it. Einstein, say hi to everyone. You're now famous. He's a little nappy because he got shaved. Our assistant shaved him once, and it didn't grow back. So, the micro Pomeranian looks terrible. And he's a little nappy right now. But, so be it. But I wanted to provide some insight into Restore. Marco, good morning in Slovenia. It's good afternoon there. Marco's got a box of Restore coming for free from the event. Oh, wait. So, Teresa, you got to come back to the office, by the way. We need to shoot that. Actually, give me a thumbs up if you want to chat about your Restore use, because, you know, we can talk about that real quick. Actually, I'm just going to bring you on, and I'll make you talk if you got time. If you're watching me, you got time. See if she'll jump on here with me. Come on. Oh, minor cold weather imprisonments. We had the car do an update. I don't think she's going to jump on with me. No. You're here? Well, then add yourself. I'm asking you to add. Bring them on camera. Can't bring Teresa on camera. All right, well, maybe we can't add you. So you're out. Are you on a computer or are you on your phone, Teresa? So I think you can only do it on your phone. If you're on a non-mobile device, it won't let you because, well, Facebook wants to control everywhere you are so they can get your data, which actually brings up an interesting conversation, right? Because that's why we created Root. There's all these amazing changes going on right now, and, well, we wanted to bring an aspect of health and wellness and happiness to the world, but do it in a manner that we could put all the money back into the people that create the value, instead of spending money through the beast, and take money from people. So that's what Root's all about, actually. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Mieke. Okay. So Mieke sent me a message this morning that is one of the most epic experiences I think you guys can ever experience. So since Teresa can't do it, I'm going to bring Mieke on here if she can. Mieke! Can you chat with me?
Hello, Clayton. Hi, hey.
Hey, good morning and afternoon.
Hello.
Okay, so this is impromptu.
I had to
So
send you the message because I'm so happy with Roots. It's amazing. Thank you.
it is. So well, I'm going to give you the floor so you can, if you want to share, because you wrote it all out, which means, you know, I think this will give you an opportunity to express what you've been experiencing, and what you have experienced, and and like we've done with everyone else with testimonials, which we'll have to do a testimonial Tuesday for you, but
Okay. Yes, I want to tell, but my English is not so 100% good, Clayton, but I try to do my best.
hey, English or Dutch or whatever.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Now, first of all, I was on a young age. I was, yeah, I saw an accident, and yeah, it was a very bad accident because the people in the car and on the motor, they died before my eyes, and they burned. And one of the passengers from the motor, she was also pregnant, and I saw her stomach. Yeah, the child I had seen also, she was dead, and that was a very hard accident. And for me, it was also. I think I was 16 years old. I could not handle with that, and 3 years later, again a new accident with two people also dying before my eyes, also with a fire. And you can all read on my Facebook because I posted on the Facebook. But I had a mercury, how you call that, Clayton? Mercury in my body because of a shrimp cocktail in a restaurant.
Shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shrimp cocktail that was loaded with mercury that you got sick from.
And I was so ill. Oh, that was so bad. But before the doctors found something out of this, it was more than 2 or 3 days, and I could not go to the toilet and also not throw it out. So I was so ill. But afterwards, I get medicine, and then we throw it out my butt, but also out of my mouth. Oh my God, Clayton, what did you do? You're a little devil. And then for I think more than 30 years, I was ill, but I don't know why. Now I understand because of the products. So that's why I'm so happy that it is all about mercury. I had thyroid cancer. I have ADHD. It's not so big problem because I'm 24 hours on like you. But now I understand because of these products, I'm better in my health, in my body, in my mind, and I have to cry a lot last weeks because everything is changing in my body. And there's a whole process of being happy and being full crying. But I think I'm finding now my path to tell to the people that there is a solution and there is a product like root, like clean slate, and zero in. And yeah, I know the restore, of course. But I can tell you, I'm so happy and so proud to be with Root because I had so much struggles in my life, Clayton. I cannot tell to the people what I'm doing and what it was done with me. And a lot of people think that I'm a very strong woman. And yes, I did a lot of things in my life with my own shops and everything what I did in my life. But this is also because everything in me, not out of me, but in my body. Because I don't want that people saw that I was ill, that I was depressed, that I had a lot of problems. So that's why I love you so much, Clayton. Because of this. Yeah.
So it's been a year,
Yes.
right? It's been a year process that you've been using clean slate and zero in, and it's only until recently that I like today this morning that you're having the emotional clearance
Yes.
of trauma from childhood.
Yes. And I really, I was,
How it?
sorry, I
Go
was,
ahead.
of course, I was two doctors and physical uh, people, but I don't want to talk about. Every time they asked me something about my childhood, I said, no, no, everything is okay, everything is well, nothing is happening with me. But because of the clean slate and the serum, I dream a lot. And in my dreams, last weeks, there is a lot of changing in my mind because now everything is coming up. And now I understand that it is had to do with my childness, with my childhood. So yeah, I think it's good and bad, but I'm happy that it is now, yeah, the changing in my life.
You're processing it, so your brain understands that it wasn't your fault, it wasn't something you could control, and you can get relief
Yeah,
from it. Like you're letting go of it, right? It's getting
yeah.
out.
Because my struggle is I want to control everything. Also people,
Yeah,
my life, my
yeah.
husband, my business, everything. But it is not on me. That's the change in my head. It's a good thing.
And Lori just popped on. She's watching, and we have her testimonial from last week with with her post traumatic stress, that she's endured. And when we all go through stuff, right? I mean, I don't talk about all the stuff I've had to endure, but it's a lot of what drives me, right? And it's so important to be able to process that. And you combine it with mercury, as you had the acute poisoning as well as the chronic exposure, and mercury being that worst neurotoxin known to man, it just creates darkness and creates chaos. So if you have the emotional scars or the emotional trauma, that and really it's just life
Yeah,
experience, because we all go through stuff. Unfortunately, we all don't talk through, and maybe we don't have the ability to process, like you're talking about, what we've gone through, and that eats at us. But being able to remove the darkness and then process, and like you mentioned, have a community that is just open to sharing and that it's full of love, right? And like Teresa, I was hoping to have Teresa on here to talk about just what she feels, because she's had a history where she used a lot of different chemicals from meth and such, and used a lot of meth. And she's talked about how that chemical process of meth makes you feel like you're just wrapped in love, but it's very, very short, and it's very, very toxic. And being able to release and just feel love, not only in family but in community, is so cool.
yeah.
So
That was also
good
for
job.
me because I thought if they can do it, the storytelling, I can do it. So I hope to help also other people to do the same because I think it is a release for your body, and now I can heal. So
Yeah, and you're dead on, right? Because that's really, at the end of the day, the goal of just being able to be the best person we're able to become. And whether it's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, just
yeah,
growing, and having that community. And I will tell you. Oh, and the good Dr.
yes, I
Rahm is
see it.
here. Hold on, let's see if we can do three people. Let's. Oh, I can't bring her on while
Okay.
you're here, and you're getting your hair all made up so you look good for her. Come on.
Oh,
um, and especially for the ladies, right? Like we heard from Lori, Teresa, yourself, Chris. I mean, if Christina really, when she's ready to share her story and what she's really endured and really what she's going through now, which is some stuff there. People look at my behavior at times and they go, okay, you're not behaving very well, because I'll say things that people find to be offensive
But
or
I can
do things.
understand you. I
Part
can
of that,
understand you. Yeah.
but for me, there is so much anger that comes out of me because of how people treat my wife, but also how I've seen so many women treated, right? And what you guys have had to endure, and that there's no outlet, right? Because I grew up in an interesting environment, right? And my mom, as Christina will tell you, is a little bit different at times. My mom is special. And you know, that environment that I grew up in created my mindset. My mom is a really, really strong woman because of where she was raised. But there's so much influence that we have in our lives from women, but we never get to hear the backstory, because you're never able to really share what's going on, right? It's always, oh, don't talk about things, just keep it quiet, just deal with it, because that's what women do. And that builds up in you, whether, like we talk about, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. So for all of these amazing women having a platform that they're able, like Clean Slate does, it's just removing the bad stuff. And it's not just physical, right? That's what we're seeing. It's not just the heavy metals, it's not the toxins, it's the spiritual darkness, it's the emotional darkness of being able to release all of that. So
Yeah,
good
very
job.
good job. My pineapple is working now.
Yeah.
And that's good.
And you get to share that. You know, you get to be this amazing light that well, it was what's the Will Smith movie? I'm forgetting it right now because I was talking about it with buddies. Um, not the last. Well, when he's in the city and he was the last one standing, basically after the vaccines went bad. But the last statement was, "Be a light in the darkness," and that's what you are. That's what, you know, all of this amazing community. That's what we're all becoming, right? With some of us, we're like little candles, and some of us have our flames that flicker a little bit. But we're just gonna pour gasoline on this damn thing and light it all up and have some fun.
Let's make fun with each other. I think all the small flames become one big flame.
Yeah, because when you bring a bunch of candles together, I am legend. That's it. See, this is why we have community. All the wins for the day. You know, that we get to bring a bunch of light, and it's like I talk about so much, that you get to blame whoever told you to try this stuff, right? Because they didn't know what you'd been through. They didn't know what you were going through, because you weren't able to talk about it. But you get to see this, and you go, there's a gratefulness that we all have for having community. But then it's about how you share it.
We have to share it with everybody, so the family has to grow like babies, big babies.
Yeah,
a lot.
So I'm gonna kick you off. Maybe I'm gonna see if I can grab Mama, because I know she's on the road. She might be getting ready for a meeting here because we just left the house. But let me see if I can grab her so she can say hi, because she's making posts. So thank you for sharing. This is
Thank you
so
very much.
We love you so much. You are now a rock star, and you get to shine.
Thank you, Clayton. So, I love it. Thank you.
Let me grab Mama here.
See you next time. Yeah. Bye.
Indeed. Soon. Hold on, let me see if I can get Mama. Where's my wife? Come on, babe. Oh, if I do that, can I get her? I can't add my wife. How do I do this? Hold on. We're going to figure this out. Invite friends to watch. Nope. They're already here. There we go. There she is.
Hey.
Hello, beautiful. See, I got to dress like a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, I had to go somewhere and then I'm almost to the office.
Look at your skin. Can everybody just look at your skin right now? Because you're glowing. What have you been doing to your skin? What is going on with you?
I don't know, but I want everyone to know I'm in a Tesla, so it's not like I'm not driving. I'm having it self-drive because I don't want people to think I'm being dangerous.
So, was that not cool to see Mieke talking about her experiences so far?
Yes. I love seeing her because I love her. So it was awesome to be able to watch that.
So, how are you feeling this morning? Because everyone is saying your skin is perfect. What have you been doing to your skin? What have you experienced so far?
Well, I didn't talk about this, or I might have talked about it on some stuff, but I've had skin cancer since I was younger, in my 20s, early 20s, and I now am. It keeps coming back, and they wanted to do radiation on 20 to 30 rounds of radiation, but you asked me to wait till Restore came in, so I did. Even though I make stuff, I just always pray that it'll work and pray that it will help people, but I never know if it actually will. And I used it on my face. It's not made for the face, it's made to take it orally, but it's helped my face, and you can't even see the skin cancer anymore. And my skin looks younger. So that's good, because I had worked on formulas before that were not nearly as good as this one, but that were okay. And they were able to help people. So I knew this one because I was able to do exactly what I wanted. I did think it would help me, and it's helped me a lot more than I ever thought it would.
Because this was kind of selfish, right? Because of what you've had to go through. You when you were able to unleash the hounds and create whatever you wanted. This is the culmination of what, well, we can't say that because what you wanted was so strong it would have stained your teeth.
Well, I had worked on something in my 20s when I had cancer that was very similar to this. And then when you met me, Clay, I had different formulas, but I changed this, right before we produced it, because of my nanobiotechnology background. I wanted to make sure I used microparticles and nanoemulsions. And anyway, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very happy. But what will make me happier is if we can help people. It's just been a rough year for a lot of people, including us. So I hope that this will bring some light to people. And I sure have been attacked since we released it, all over social media and through bad people, really, because bad people want to attack good people when they're doing good things that bring light. So what we have to do is just not let that stop us and keep doing good things and the right things.
And bring light to the darkness.
That's right.
Because, and this was kind of the point I was mentioning with Mieke, that it's all of these really evil guys or bad guys that have a problem with women shining bright, because it's the ladies that have all the influence.
Well, I don't want to call anyone evil. I think, though, that
That's my job.
I do think people, it's the opposite of good when people try to attack people for doing something good. They should just go on with their lives and let us do the things to help people. But unfortunately, that's not always how life is. And as a female, it would be really easy to quit. But for females out there everywhere, and for my daughter, and in honor of my mother and my grandmothers who were so amazing, and my aunts and cousins and sister, I can't just quit just because certain men and certain companies are attacking me because they want me to stop. I have to be better than that. And I'm very thankful because I have this group of friends in Nashville, Tennessee, and we pray together, and we post things together, and we communicate with each other. And they've been so supportive of me, and that's helped me. And then I have a group of friends all over the world in this community that have helped me. And that makes me feel a little bit less lonely, because it has been a lonely journey. But I do think that women and men like you, Clayton, and Ted, and Braden, and all of you all have been so supportive. So that's been, and all the men in the Root community. So I'm very thankful to people, because without that, I couldn't keep doing formulations and science. You know, this life, scientists like me, people hurt them because they're doing good things. And so we've got to have a really good community to support that, so we can help more people.
Here, I want you guys to see this, because this is going to be really cool.
I don't know if you Clayton,
you can watch me, watch her, watch you.
Clayton.
There's reverb.
Yeah, you can. It won't work, I don't think. I'll get off.
No, you don't have to get off. What are you talking about? So what other snippets do you have to share as we get the morning going? Because if you'll notice, there's like when you're on here, when you do anything on video, especially when you're with me, there's all these hearts and all this love. If I talk, people are like, oh God, there he goes again.
Well, I don't know about that. I just know I wasn't anticipating to get on. I just got on to check something, and you were on live, so I watched it with Michaela, and I loved watching her. Mieke, sorry, but I know you call her Mickey. That's not what I used to call her. But anyway, no, I just, one of the great things that we're getting ready to do is I've been requested to do a 15-minute talk every day, as you know, next week. And I don't know where they're going to post it, but I'm going to address tough issues. In my career, in personal and professional life, I haven't wanted to address tough issues. When people have attacked me, or companies, or I've been sick with cancer, I don't like to talk about it. But I've decided, because of Christina Como and different things I've done on different podcasts, like I did one yesterday, I did a podcast, and different interviews I'm doing now, I have decided it's time that I share the truth and help other people, so that throughout the world we can create a network of light, as you say, that will help more and more people. And hopefully then the people, or companies that are dark and don't want good things to happen, hopefully we can stop that, and they can go back to doing whatever they want, and leave us alone in this community to really do what we're supposed to do to help not just a country, but many countries in the world. So that's what my prayer is. That's what my hope is. And hopefully we can all do this together.
How you like them apples? I love you.
I love you.
All right. So Matt wants to pop on here. All right, I'll see you. I'm actually watching you as I watch you on here. I can see you twice. I have double Rahm vision.
Okay, I'm getting off play.
I love you. Matt wants to jump on here. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 3 people on the same live. Dude, you gotta add yourself. Yeah.
What is up?
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay. So we got the ladies. Now it's the daddy time.
Right on.
The little guy got to start on his drop.
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. Well, yeah. During our Zoom meeting with all the different people involved in your guys' wonderful affair here, you'd said, hey, this stuff is clean for my son, and you said, quote unquote, hey, I know what's in it. I know what Mama put in that for us. So. And I put a drop on his tongue while you were doing that video. And I got to tell you, I made a mistake last night, because me and Laura, we know that these things, that are truly healthy for you, there's nothing to worry about them. You know, my son has an amazing immune system. He's full-time breastfed. He's never been vaccinated or so many, you know, he is surrounded by just constant unconditional love. And, you know, I believe in his power. And I made a mistake, Clayton. I put like, now keep in mind my boy's about 20 pounds. And I put the dropper like, you know, like as if he's an adult. And I think I gave my son like, and as everybody that's on here that takes the stuff knows how strong it is, I think I gave my son about 3 drops. And I felt like, oh my gosh. But I know it's normal brainwashing, but I also, okay, worst thing that's going to happen is this kid's going to feel icky and he's going to get diarrhea maybe, but there's nothing that can happen that is bad. And so, oh my gosh, so he fell asleep, and you know, me being a concerned parent, had to send you a picture and be like, hey, you know, this is, my kid has never even had a diaper rash. Seriously, I was like, and see his skin, I was like, that's it detoxing, because it looked like a very healthy, it looked like very healthy skin that was somehow releasing something, you know. And
so legs and arms. I'll put the
yes.
pictures that you sent me on here so people can see them. But it was so cool to just look at his legs go flush and his arms go flush, and you're like, this is kind of serious. This is kind of
right,
cool.
right. And you know, you use the word epic, and I got to tell you, it was for me, because my son, everybody knows how this stuff performs better by far than any other supplement they ingested before, period. Every testimony, these are people's opinions after taking the product.
How'd I lose you? Let me see. We gotta get him back here. We can't talk about the kiddo and just in the middle of it. Alan, Matt's in Missouri. Hold on, let's see if we can get him back. Maybe he just lost his signal or his phone died. Sharon, the little guy, got a couple drops of clean slate last night for the first time. Just like Bob loves. Okay. Hold on. I think we lost Matt. Well, shoot. Yeah, 3 drops for the youngin. See that, and this is the thing. This is the challenge for everybody. Everybody's trying like 1, 2, or 3 drops. After you've done that for a bit, bump it up. Watch what your body does. Once you get acclimated to the process, and you can see that with a little, I think we lost his signal. Uh-oh, the establishment cut Matt off. Oh, you're here. Proof. Let's see if we can get him back.
Hello.
Connect. Dude,
what was that? So crazy.
I don't know. I think it was the
Hey,
darkness.
you know what? Technology and electronics are very easy to alter when there's good things happening and people need to hear some good stuff. You know, it happens, right? All right. Okay, so perfect. So my beautiful son, my absolutely perfect son, Dad made a faux pas, and
not a faux pas, not a faux pas. That's not a faux pas.
You know, and I wasn't.
That's.
I was not. I was in no way scared, or no, because I was processing it all through. But I was thinking, boy, oh boy, you know what? The fact of the matter is, like, me and his mom were pretty toxic people when we found out we were pregnant. And in fact, it was her second time in the hospital that week for major infections. She's had MRSA on her lungs. She's had her stomach failing, where basically the room smelled like a full-time cadaver where she was at from her breath, from her stomach was so bad. Very serious stuff. She wasn't able to carry a baby when we first got pregnant. But so fast forward, I with my background with all these suppressed healing modalities, knew that every single suppressed healing modality is like the worst thing that can happen to you with any of them is, nausea and diarrhea, because really stuff that's really healthy doesn't even bond to anything unless it's a negative pathogen. So I was like, oh shit. So I tell you what, when they talk about how a child in the womb gets basically all the metals, I mean, they share the same blood as their mom, right? I mean, so like they're getting what the mom's got, and we were eating very healthy from the gate, and all that. But I mean, still, we take reverse osmosis water and ozone it and put MMS drops in it. And we protocol hard with all this stuff, but still, and I tell you what, my boy acts like a different child this morning. My son does some amazing things that most moms probably haven't even heard of, like EC, which is called elimination communication. It's actually very natural for kids to be potty trained from birth, because they make poopy faces because they don't want to shit themselves. And we think, oh look, he's having a hard time taking a poop. No, he's trying not to shit himself, and those are cues. And you can actually teach your child. Yeah, my son and my son woke up this morning absolutely a different child. When you start, it's like, okay, the day he found out he had feet and hands, within a week he was up on my kid's eight months old now. He's been cruising furniture since he was like 5 months old. So, but he had a consciousness breakthrough. I can tell because I am a very much an attached parent with my child. I diagnose, I look at things. I mean, I'm a full-time reading the entire situation. And, my son's energy is exactly what this earth needs. He is just a precious blessing for, his vibration he's so special. And so I really care. And, my son this morning is, we had the best morning of our life. I think I'm not even taking this shit a week. This is crazy, y'all. Listen, so my life, I wake up, we watch the sun go up every single morning. I go to bed when the sun goes down. I wear blue blocker things for my circadian rhythm. I wear magnets all over my head. I am big into chi coils, pulsating electromagnetic frequency emitters to help the auric field and vibration. I mean, I am very much insane. I do like enemas 5 days a week with activated charcoal and MMS and Adrian. I mean, I'm a freaking woo-woo person, I go, and I have seen the differences of what each time I find out about something new and great, and incorporate it and implement it, and I've seen the difference. And the clean slate and zero in. I don't have my restore. I have 2 factor restore on the way. These things are the biggest game changers. A lot of these modalities almost eradicate. I mean, I guess I'm not a professional. I don't know if it's bad to say it on these shows or whatever, but I've seen the things that really reverse autism 100% of the time. Basically, most of autism. There's things out there that do it, and it's very cheap things actually too. And I protocoled these things hardcore, me and my family. And what this stuff right here is, it's made in a different type of way because it's getting to a deeper level, and it is expanding me. Oh my God, my dreams, dude, last night. Oh my God, like like comfortable, lucid dreaming all night, and then wake up and then I'm waking up with my beautiful partner and our little baby, and we're all smiles and everything's just beautiful and perfect, like a blessing. It's a happy pill. And it's happy drops. It's really, really neat.
And you haven't taken more than 1 capsule of zero in yet.
No, I took 4 this morning, and you'll actually see the video. It hasn't hit me yet or nothing. But no, when you said you should take 4 to 6 of, I told her. I said, okay, guy, I make DMT for my partner. He's a medicine man. He actually got to go up to the top of the Smoky Mountain. They have to take a 140-foot tall teepee, 140-foot tall teepee, and you got to carry it on your back to the top of the Smoky Mountains. And it takes these medicine men years to get to be invited, and because they can fit 50 people in this whole teepee going shoulder to shoulder, and they do huge ayahuasca peyote ceremonies. You know, grandfather peyote and mother ayahuasca. That's what they call it. And DMT, and I make the DMT for the ayahuasca ceremonies. And I've done it. So I've actually lived off of DMT for like months at a time, about a year and a half ago, which is, you know, it's a great experience because it, you know, it alleviates fear. Fear is not an emotion I can really attach to anymore, and that's good because that's a lower vibrational thing that doesn't suit anybody. You know, no one that makes good decisions feeling fear. So it served its purpose. This stuff, it gives me the same type of jolly. When I used to do a lot of DMT, what would happen is, okay, I have a moving company and I work for the most richest, most successful people in Kansas City. I got like 90 reviews, but I'm the owner, operator of it. And so people just love me, and I'm the sought after mover in Kansas City. And I would smoke DMT, they wouldn't know it. And can't believe I'm saying this shit on live. Fuck. Okay, anyways.
See, I'll tell you,
God.
The four are kicking in right
now.
No,
they're really not. Okay, but anyways, I took them literally right before I freaking went on the thing. Like 2 minutes, you'll see. So anyways, with the zero in, it has something to do with, okay, when I take DMT, my vibration is higher. The reason why it is because it's impossible for me to go into any type of duality. I see the connectedness of everything, and people love that. They resonate to that. And so, like, the way everyone around my life, which a lot of times was my customers, responds to me was just like amazing. It was really amazing. And when I would take the zero in the first time, it's not even been a week, I would tell my partner, you know, I would say there's something happening here where it's actually taking my vibrational frequency and bringing my frequency in, but lifting up my vibration, because people are naturally responding to me the same way as when I was taking the DMT. I was getting some of the same resonations. So, and it made me aware of, you know, and I don't know a person, I'm not a brain person or anything. I know I've done a lot of DMT, and I know the benefits of it. And I know there's a correlation with that zero in terms of it, like on a hormonal thing, kind of in your brain, kind of on your wellness, how good you feel, you know? So
let's hit on that pathway. Let's hit on the pathway real quick. Because when we were chatting on this morning, I sent you the autism,
yes,
the autism piece that's on YouTube that Dory and Dr. Rao and I was able to participate in because they created the
powerful video.
But
very powerful video.
What's really crucial to understand this is, you know, when we talk about the Trinity, there's a reason that they're combined together. So clean slate will decalcify the pineal gland, which we know is calcified with fluoride, and we know that the pineal gland is the light center of the brain. But the pineal gland is also where the conversion of serotonin to melatonin takes place. So people trying to get to sleep, you know, by taking melatonin supplements, those that have been on clean slate now know that there's a much different, more effective pathway just by decalcifying the pineal gland. But using zero in, because of the gut-brain connection and where 95% of the neurotransmitters are produced in your gut, and this is what makes zero in so unique compared to, I don't even like to compare it to the nootropic community, but I guess you can say it's part of that class because it improves focus, but it is an adaptogen, right? So what it's doing is it's just feeding the gut and your body the ability to say, oh, I remember how to do this. I'm going to do this much more effectively. And depending upon how much you use, you can increase your body's ability to do it. It's a lot like using, really, really high quality gasoline in a good engine. You're just going to get better output. And the more gasoline you put in it, the longer you can go. So the benefits of zero in allow your gut to produce dopamine and serotonin as your body desires. So if you're focused during the day on getting work done, you're going to be focused. You'll knock stuff out, use a few of them. You're going to feel absolutely amazing while you're doing it. If you want to relax, if you want to meditate, if you want to do yoga, if you want to be more present, you're there. But when it's time to go to sleep, when you intentionally want to shift into rest mode, which works with the circadian rhythm, and I think we're going to start putting out some of the literature of the science and the Nobel Prize winning science that was behind zero in, because we haven't done it yet, that the gut will shift from producing more dopamine and serotonin to more serotonin and dopamine. The serotonin goes to the pineal gland, where the pineal gland converts the serotonin to melatonin to allow you to sleep. But this is where the fun starts, because the excess serotonin is converted to DMT in the brain. So what do you get when you have higher levels of DMT, whether you're smoking it or whether you're doing it naturally? You dream. Yeah. You have visions. Your pineal gland opens up the light.
But it's all in a connective way too. But it's all in a way that's joining you to your, surroundings, your environment, the people, the beings, the energy. It's all in a good way. It's never, yeah, okay.
Yes, and it's the natural pathways of doing it that we really haven't had access to, because we'd have to go back a few centuries or more of having this unlocked, right? So when we were really light beings and your pineal gland actually worked properly, that the more light you take in, and I think it's the one thing you and Harry do a really good job of talking about, of sungazing, right? And I just love being in the sun, but when we look at sun gazing, I think the sun gazing aspect is not these eyes. It's
right.
And it's how we recharge and how the light comes in. But if you're calcified, you can't use it, right? So you're not getting the full benefit of it. But being able to unlock this, but then feed the system, so you're enhancing what we're overpowering the darkness, basically, because stress, chemicals, emotional stress, all of that inhibits our ability to produce dopamine and serotonin, which leads into a whole other conversation about addiction, right? People want to feel good here, and the only mechanism that they've had is chemical derived, whether it's pharma or if it's, you have the renaissance that's taking place with DMT and shrooms and psilocybin. But the key to this, right, when we look at that science and what's coming, because I honestly think, and I've talked about this with Christina, the science behind the natural, the myco space is orders of magnitude greater than cannabis. But here's the key. If you can enhance that process naturally, through here to here, gut brain, you bypass the need for all chemicals. No more meth, no more coke, no more heroin, no more alcohol, unless you want it to help you relax, because I love tequila, right? Because tequila is good for you, because it balances blood sugar, helps you relax a little bit. Tequila actually makes
I just want to say, Clayton, when you're talking about taking things like what and used to be very strong things, getting rid of addictions is something that was, for a long period of time, was considered really hard to even do. But I think what you're talking about right now is only just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, of course it's going to stop the addictive, lower vibrational, patterns. But I think it's doing a lot more than that. You know, you're talking about unleashing the thing that created people, connected people, I'm sorry, to the higher realms, to their higher selves. It doesn't matter what you know, that pineal gland is your third eye. It's your intuit, it's your sixth sense. It's where your spinal cord touches your brain. I mean, it's you know, it's I can tell you, yeah, it's going to do so much more for everybody. It's going to be a joy being involved, just being able to be involved with this, because you're really, this is something that could easily unlock humanity in a lot of ways. It just does.
And we're seeing it one at a time, right? We get to, and this is the fun part of the process, and the mechanism that we're using, right, through social sharing, that we won't, you know, it's funny that in China, you know, they have a social credit system that they're testing. We're just doing it a little bit differently, because our social credit system is predicated on service and how many people, like you're talking about, you can unlock. How many lives can you change? The more lives that you change, the more rewards you receive. So, and you can look at that on a spiritual aspect, but also the monetary aspect, because people want rewards for doing good things. So we get a little money, but also the spiritual, the emotional aspect of looking at Mickey's response, you know, getting the text message from her this morning where she walked through what she was talking about, and Lori's experience of her overcoming the PTSD issues she had from her domestic abuse. And looking at that, there are people that are responsible for those because it was all shared. And having that ability, and like we were talking about, that you were mentioning that your beautiful better half this morning was selling her friends on everything. It's like, no.
I know. No, I know. That's why I was making laughter, because I had been in sales my whole life, and she, you know, she has it her thing, but this stuff is making such a big difference to her that she's like trying to, like, you gotta get this for yourself. Yeah, what is wrong with you? Everybody does everything to get to where I feel. You need to put this shit underneath her. And I'm just, you know, and nobody takes to that. Yeah. Yep.
It's like, be like Fonzie.
Yep.
Be cool.
Yep.
Be cool.
Yep.
But it's just the beautiful part of knowing, is like, okay, we found something that is so amazing. We want to share it with people. And it's just a matter of being able to connect with people and say, you know, and everybody hears differently, because we're all in different situations. It's like Mickey was going over. And well, Harry's a phenomenal example, because Sandy was like, bro, you got to try this stuff. It's amazing. He's like, not in my
space. If it ain't free, it ain't for me.
No, not the time.
That's right.
And it's not for me. It's like, and in the important part, you know, because people ask me continually, because my son is playing a lot with cryptocurrencies now in the stock market, and he's really good at doing research. And you know, I get asked often to say, what's the most important investment? What's the greatest investment you can make? Or where are you investing the most? My answer is always the same, always has been, from the time I was a kid, you know, 16, 17, 18 years old, and going forward now, whether you're working as a mentor or whatever you're doing, the greatest investment you'll ever make is in people.
I'd say in yourself, too. You know, in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you get yourself on the inside right, where you're loving yourself as much as we all deserve to be loved, it just, everything grabs right onto you, you know? That's, yeah. But yeah, and people.
And it's just leading, like we were talking about, leading with this, right? It's just all heart. It's love.
That's right.
You know? And if you want to sell something, and that's honestly what, you know, I've made jokes about this, but it's actually true, because where's Restore? The hardest thing to get in our office right now is full sachets of Restore, because they go so quickly. But let me see. I don't even have one in front of me.
You know, you and your amazing wife both look better this week too, from the videos last.
Oh man, you know, I haven't I haven't done it daily, but I did my restore mask last night, and I will tell you, it is. People joked about Trump being Orange Man. Orange Man is going to be a cool thing now, because this stuff is so amazing for your skin. Like, since you shave your head, I'm telling you, if you take, a bit of a sachet, you rub it all over your head, let it dry, because it takes about 30 minutes or so to dry, and just sleep with it on. You will wake up, and I guarantee you, the better half will have a challenge on what is softer, your head or the baby's
Okay.
butt. I mean, you've seen Christina's face. She's glowing now. I mean, she's already a star, but what's coming out of her and how her skin looks. I mean, like she was talking about, she has a tumor, a cancer spot on her nose, just under her nose here, that she's had for a long time. And it was, I mean, we'd treat it with lots of, she uses a ton of Clean Slate. We'd put Clean Slate on topically. We were putting Pure because I thought it was fungal. And she went in a couple weeks ago and had biopsies done, because she's like, no, I'm pretty sure this is cancer. And when they put the biopsy needle in, it went straight in. And they're like, oh shit, that's not good. Because you don't want, because cancer creates cavities, right? It'll just eat away at stuff. And she's like, no, that's not a good one. And she's got if you look really closely, you can't see much of it anymore because of Restore, but she's got a scar right here, because when she was younger, in her early 20s, they cut this open and flipped her nose across, and cut some stuff out. But in 5 days, this spot, and this is what I made the comment about earlier, it's gone. After day 4, she's like, look at this, it's not there. I'm like, that's statistically significant. It's not like we're treating anything, but that's just, I mean, what she's seen. And you go, oh, that's significant enough to take note. And it's what happens when you do things well, and you do things right, and you let the body, and you let energy do what it does. And so it's good times. But this stuff, Restore, like Teresa was going over, I mean, it just feels like you're just wrapped in love, right? I mean, I talk about the tingle, that when you take this stuff, it gets your body firing, and because of what she did, and these, like she talks about the nano emulsions and such, this stuff hits so quickly. When you take a little bit, or if you get to take a full sachet, wow.
If you ingest it orally, and it comes into your stomach, but does it also kind of go straight up somehow to the brain or anything? Is it any type of transport system that has that? And the reason why I ask is because
it's the one thing that I've seen. It's a head high. I get a head high from it, like, really quickly. And it's due in part to a couple things. One, the delivery.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about, because I know guys that are extremely intelligent and are into like permaculture and the seasonal of the terrain theory. That's like, well, you do this, and then it starts showing you. And a lot of times the delivery, it's like H3, or I can't remember what it was, but something like, how sap goes up trees too. And it's something about how it goes straight to your brain, where it doesn't have to normally go through, even though you're taking orally.
Yeah.
Because it's so, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's because of the quality of the nutrients. And when you get into the black cumin seed oil, and that's, people talk about the curcumin, but when you look at those two historically, in Ayurveda, and in ancient Egypt, but when you combine those, and with the other components that she's put together in a nano emulsive delivery mechanism, man, it's crazy. And it's the stuff. It's the stuff that we will still get to dive into from a scientific standpoint of, here's why I did this, because some people want to geek out on science, but the coolest part is just, here, try it. Tastes like orange creamsicles, and watch what happens.
This stuff is performing so much better. It's something about the transport system. People have heard of curcumin, turmeric, all these things, and they haven't seen it change their life before. So to say, oh, these natural, beautiful ingredients, it's vitamin C and some zeolite, and it's like, no, I know, but that's it. You want those, you need critical to have those great sources, but it's this transport system. It's these products are on a different level than what's been around.
And I'll give you the secret, right? Because and I put it on the package of Restore, and it says it's from our heart to your hands.
Yeah.
Because the one secret that no one else can do, because there's only one of these, clean slate, zero in, and Restore. The secret ingredient that's not on the label, just so everyone that's watching this or listening knows, that's it. It's made with love. And not only is it made with love, it's hers.
Right. Hey, the best scientists in the world. Hey, the best quantum physics in the world. Bruce Lipton, the Nassim, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, they're all going to beat down your throat. They're going to tell you that your intent and your consciousness awareness are the most powerful things in the universe. And they change the string theory. It changes everything. And when a product has the type of intent and the good energy from you guys that is put into it initially, where it's like blessing food, it makes it healthy for you all of a sudden. Everything is stored in, it's amazing because you guys really hit it on all cylinders. It was time for this.
And now it's just experiencing. Yeah, it is. And that's the interesting part. I was talking with a couple people about that. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. If you look at the timing, right? And we launched, granted, the process that we've gone through that led to the creation of Root was quite unique. And it was 6 years in the making. And getting to this point of having everything ready, having the intention and the design of what we wanted to do, but then launching it February 2nd of 2020 was strategic for me because of the numerology, the 02/02/2020, right? Because I wanted the 8 numerologically because of infinity. But then a month later, we have this pandemic that is creating a level of fear and consciousness for people to begin to understand, oh wait, the world is not what I thought it was.
And the significance of what these type of products, yes, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really interesting when you sit back and you look at how everything is coming together. And now because of what's happening, we're still a baby, right? I mean, we're not doing $100 million a month in business like some of my friends' companies are doing. And so you have this little baby that is growing, and people look at that baby and go, wait a minute, that one's different. And it's the interesting part, when you watch Vikings and you see in history what happens when you have those really interesting spiritual babies. The bad people always want to kill the baby.
Right.
Not this time. So
we protect the baby.
It's going to be good times.
That's right.
This baby's going to be a badass. It's going to help a lot of
That's
people.
Right. That's the truth too. Yeah, this one's got all the good on its side. This one's not going nowhere. That's absolutely true.
Lots of good, lots of fun.
Yep. I just want to say that I have been on a healing journey that was one step at a time. I don't think that there's a doctor out there that can name a type of healing modality that I haven't known about, heavily discerned, implemented, if it was going to benefit me. I have the type of self-love. I love myself as much as any human being on earth can, and I am obsessed with feeling better all the time. And I know the exact process and layers of what each thing has meant in my life previous to the Root brand. And I will say undoubtedly, unequivocally, that this stuff right here needs to be, there's nothing that's going to make a difference like this for people's life. There's not a better blessing or gift you could help someone with, but then to give them, to kind of liberate them, so that they can feel as good as they deserve to feel. our health, our well-being, our emotionality, you know, the stress. So many people just don't even have any energy and they're sore, and it's hard for them to even feel good, and have never met an unhappy little baby. We got to get people back health-wise where they can, you know, be allowed, because everybody would just be happier. The world will quickly get better the faster this stuff gets out, for real. So
Then that's the challenge. Like, how many people can we share with as quickly as
yeah,
we can? You know, and it's the waking people
yeah,
up. You know, and it's the funny aspect of the woke society. And you look at a lot of these people like, well, I'm awake. I'm like, great, then let's turn the
right.
lights on. It's like, okay, if you understand what's going on in the world, here's step
Yeah.
two. And I think that's the fun process. So here's the last thing for you. So when Harry was telling you about this, you mentioned this in the conversation you had on YouTube
Okay.
yesterday, or that he posted on YouTube, which was classic. I was watching it, and you came to this with a lot of
Total
skepticism,
skepticism.
because you like me don't have a problem calling bullshit on stuff that
Right.
doesn't work.
Everything that's
Right.
in your product, I had heavily protocoled already. I knew the exact, you know, and here is Harry sending me some shit about some product, because, you know, the best things in life are free. And, you know, I will only talk for myself. I'm into the most ancient form of Ayurvedic medicine, which is, you know, Shiva's biggest gift to his wife in the Hindu religion and so forth, which is aged urine, and the benefits of it. Very extreme for a lot of people to even start to look at it or consider it. Now, everybody that goes into it is dying, usually, because people don't mess with that stuff unless they're desperate.
Yep.
And I've seen it, and yeah. And so here was Harry come to me with, you know, we're in a big group of these people, and he's coming to me with a damn zeolite product.
And there's so much shit. It's been pitched, you know, it's like, oh, I've heard this before. I've seen this. There's this product. There's this product. Our product is the best. It's synthetic. It does this, whatever. You go,
I was going to light fire to your guys' shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I just, you know, because I wouldn't want people to be spending $150, $200 or whatever, something, and then not get some great benefits and stuff. And you know what? The price point you guys are at, just to touch on that, my God, dude, talk about priceless. To feel as good as I feel right now would be priceless. Okay? To see the difference in my baby, priceless. These are very much cheaper than what I've in terms of anything out, you know. This is wow. Okay, go on. Sorry.
no, I mean, that's basically it. That was the goal, right? Is if you have the and I have this argument with my oldest son, because he's 25. He's just finishing his master's degree in education. He's teaching in inner city in Louisville.
I got a 24-year-old. Yep. Go ahead.
And he's like, well, what can you do for my students, because they can't afford anything? It's like, well, we have to create a model that can give them an opportunity to get products either discounted because of sharing or for free from sharing, but also create a model that, you know, we can generate revenue to give back to those who really may not be able to afford stuff initially. But also what we've proven, and, you know, Nicola's probably, I thought I saw her watching earlier. I mean, Nicola's one, she's with, you know, well, actually, I think she's the one that, you know, introduced Harry to this chaos. But I mean, she's a tarot reader, a phenomenal one. She was in a really dark hole. And, you know, when Sandy reached out to her on a Facebook post and said, hey, I want to create a free account for you. Oh, she is here. You know, I want to create a free account for you to respond to one of your posts about pineal gland decalcification. And that, you look at what that's led to, right? It's now multi-generation in touching, you know, from Harry to you guys to the babies, and you go, this is so cool. And you know what? She hasn't spent a dime, not a single dollar of her own money did she put into a business or anything else. It was a matter of creating a free account, chatting with her community, putting a post out, and like she said, she went 0 to silver in 5 days because it resonates with people. But like you're mentioning, it resonates with the right people.
Just put love on it. Put love on it, and know that there's nothing you could do, that there's no gift and a present that you could give someone that's going to do more for them than how this stuff unlocks them, just so that they can become their best. You know, they don't need counseling. They don't need a new workout regimen. They don't need anything. All they need is the toxicity out so that they can be their best. And the whole thing, the vibrational, we'll pull up everybody. We're, you know, yeah. So I'm happy I got involved while it's still young, so I can still really get to watch this journey, what's about to happen, because this is going to be special. Really is.
It you know, as we say, it's going to be biblical.
Yes, it will.
And it'll be beautiful. It'll be fun.
Yep.
So
I
got to get to the rest of my tasks, but everybody, thanks for hanging out.
Yes, I love everybody. Everybody have a beautiful day. Go Root.
Mickey, thank you. And we got to hang out with the boss.
That's right.
You know, that's one of the few times I hang out with my wife. So, all right, I'll let you
have
go.
a perfect day. Yes,
right,
brother.
Appreciate it. So, was that not a great morning, Nicola? You and I will have a chat here shortly, so we'll get you on here so we can talk about this, and Nicole and everybody else. So the cool thing that starts next week, Christina, every damn day on the Root Brand Instagram page. So you want to watch a social media page blow up, and you want to have some fun. Christina is going to be doing, like she mentioned, 15 minutes. So it'll be 15 minutes with the angel of Rahm. You know what's funny? I'm going to tell you guys a secret real quick. So you're gonna think that this is conspiracy theory stuff and whatnot, but you can look it up. Because if you study the Illuminati, right? I got you, Christian. The Illuminati it started as the Illuminaries, which has been the philosophical base throughout history of enlightenment, right? Because we seek light, we seek to find light, we want to be enlightened, and that process broke. I forgot what they said, a couple hundred years ago, right? Where some of the people that were part of that went dark, and then there was the light. But from the beginning, there were some of the original Illuminaries that brought the philosophy that's turned into what we have today. From what the historical pieces we were looking at, there are major components to genealogy, right? Of what's in your name, where you're from, bloodlines. So from what we've been able to discern and what we've found is that one of the 5 bloodlines that started the Illuminary philosophy that's turned into really our entire religious basis in our society, not one, but all of them, right? Because if you study Christianity, Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, Muslim, all of the primary basis of religion or spirituality, it's all about light. It's just discerned in a different manner and explained in a different manner, but it all comes back to light, right? Because you see the light behind Christ, and we talk about being enlightened. But one of those 5 original families was Rahm. Makes you think. So that's the source, right? So you have the ability to have the love, from one of the most spiritually unique individuals you'll ever come across. And that's what's so special. I get to marry her because I was made to serve her, which, you know, people ask us, like, how does an idiot like you end up like a woman like that? I'm like, well, God, I can say, because my life where God did that and said, that's your one. She's it. That's who you're supposed to do it with. And you know, it's the beautiful part of life, and this is the culmination of that journey. So, well, welcome to the revolution, as they say. But we're happy to have everybody in the community here, and you know, bringing all of these candles together to make one hell of a bonfire. And what did they say in the movie or in a Office Space? I'm gonna burn this whole thing down. So, but we're gonna do it with nothing but love. So, Mieke, thank you. Matt, thank you. My amazing wife. And Nicole, you're drawing the correct conclusions, like we talked about. Christina's an O-neg. Go figure, right? The most valuable blood type, yet neither of her parents are O's. Do the math on that. Those of you that know a little bit of biology go, wait a minute, that doesn't happen. Almost like she was created and not born, or made a little bit differently. But it's good to be here with a real life angel. And if you question that, just look at her pictures. Look at her eyes. You'll know. So happy Thursday, everyone. And you'll get an email if you're already part of the Root community. There's an email going out that we're kind of making it available to get restored for a couple extra days, because our security stuff on our merchant accounts has been a little crazy because everybody wants this stuff. So we'll give you a couple extra days to get it at a discount. But we do this. I love you guys. For my Hawaiian roots, away we go. Happy Thursday. Was that not epic?